September has arrived and history shows this is a month when the ASX can deliver both challenges and opportunities. That's why we've handpicked 3 ASX stocks with enormous potential to boom in September and highlight the key levels you need to know to make your next move. With decades of experience and recognition from Bloomberg, CNBC, Sky News and major Australian outlets, Wealth Within brings a depth of analysis you can trust. Make sure you watch right through to the end as each stock has a different angle and the last one could be the most compelling of all. I'm Philip Tortevsky, joined by analyst Pedro Banales. Good morning, mate.
Good morning, Phil. How are you?
I'm great. We've got some great stocks to get into for September because it is a month, as I mentioned, that can break or make a lot of portfolios. So first up is Rio Tinto, now a heavyweight in the resources, no doubt. It's at the center of the commodities story that has outperformed during earnings season last month. But if you think this will be a good one, just wait, because the second stock takes us into a sector with even bigger upside commodity momentum. So one to stay tuned for. But Pedro, let's bring up Rio Tinto because, I mean, a big stock. There's no surprise. The material sector was the biggest performing sector in earnings season, which was a surprise to many. And so, I mean, it's quite simple. Follow the money, right? There was this big expectation. Earnings were supposed to destroy the miners. They've been the best performer, as mentioned. So is Rio right now prime for the picking?
Well, basically, our two biggest sectors in our market are the financials and the material sector. So we saw the financials shine last year, posting the best gains on record. So now it's a time for materials, and basically they're starting to move in a way that is looking very interesting. And Rio, of course, being one of the biggest, is one of the ones that are going to lead the charge. And now this is a very much, I would say, a trading stock. It has been for a while. If you were holding this stock since, I would say, 2020, you'd be pretty disappointed in the way that it's gone sideways. This is why we always promote an active approach when you're trading, even when it comes to the top 20 stocks, because this is a big heavyweight stock, and you would expect this to just hold, hold this in your portfolio and just think that it's just going to rise over time. But unfortunately, it hasn't done that. But anyway, let's get onto the chart and see the opportunity, because it's looking great for a September run. We can see that it has bounced off this critical $105 level. And I would argue that this is one of the most important levels for this stock. I'll just expand out the monthly chart. It has found resistance and support on this level so many times in the past, dating back from 2019, but even back here in 2008, before the GFC. Now that was a key turning point, even just above it around that 120, which we have seen some resistance recently. Another important level is, of course, this level down here, which is the $90, around that $88, $90. But I can't see the stock trading down to that level anytime soon. We do have this nice uptrend in place. So it has bounced off this level. We've got confluence with the uptrend and the $105 level. We'll go to the weekly chart, because this is where it starts to get very interesting. Now, I mentioned earlier that this was very much a trading stock, and have a look at the nature of it. I mean, it's got these ebbs and flows, which are beautiful for trading. If you knew what you were doing, you could make some nice money, and you could actually avoid just being stuck on that sideways trend. This is why, I always say that you need to learn how to trade, so then you can actually make some money while others are just kind of sitting it out and waiting for the next up move. So right now we're seeing the price trading almost above that downtrend that I've marked here, and our traders would know that it's setting up for a beautiful run. So I would say any break above around that 118, even $120 level, I think that this is looking beautiful. It could do that this month. It's quite possibly that it does do that this month. Only concern is this gap here that we have on the weekly on this close. But this stock is prone to gapping anyway, so it's not unlike the nature of it. So I think that this is looking great. We could possibly see a run up to the that 127, 130, or even challenge the all-time high, 16%. That's not unlike this stock to do that in a month.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to stick on a few points. Obviously, if we go to my chart and have a look, obviously the what we're seeing with Rio, I totally agree. And I want to get your thoughts on where I've marked this rectangle area, because it's something we do teach in the course. And, you know, I totally agree with you. It's lining up right now. It hasn't extended like some of the other materials, but if we go and look at the sectors, you can clearly see the materials sector was the most dominant during earnings season. This is at the end of August. Consumer discretionary did quite well too, but, you know, materials was touted to be a poor performer, and despite, you know, the actual earnings reports coming out and not giving anything crazy in terms of surprises to the upside, it was just a case of the market really supporting what was happening, and it showed in that being the best performing sector. But you raised 2 points, Pedro, and I mean, I agree 128 is definitely the next target, but you said, you know, when you're looking at this stock, it's a trading stock, and you know, it's important not to be in the market or this stock, a major stock, shows how important it is to know how to be active with these stocks. And I mean, how many times have you seen it? People come to us and they say, oh, you know, I've been holding Rio, I've been doing this, more buy and hold, but my portfolio is going nowhere, right? And I thought if it's a big stock, it should be getting performance. But when you flip that mindset and you use that active approach through the technicals, because they're the thing that are going to give you the indication of, regardless of what you're seeing out there in the media or in the news, if price is moving, that's the only way you're going to be able to follow it. So you can eliminate all the, I guess, CRAP that's going in your ears from external sources and focus on the only thing that's important when you're trying to, you know, get something out of the market. So speak to that a little bit in terms of why this is a trading stock and how, I mean, I know you say it way more than I do when people come to us at Wealth Within about how they can revolutionize their trading style just by knowing that and following price alone, taking away all that noise, because clearly, you know, when you do that, you see the real picture.
Absolutely. I mean, the advice that people generally get is to either buy an ETF and just hold it, buy the market and just hold it, or buy a bunch of blue chip stocks and just hold them. And they say you can't go wrong by doing that. But basically, I mean, essentially you can, because you could be stuck in this sideways market for such a long time. And we've proved it here on the chart that you're basically just getting dividends. And dividends are not stable in themselves either. The company could come out and cut dividends, you know, and they're going to be in I mean, what, maximum 7%, you know, on a healthy stock like this. I'd rather take the 20% profit instead of the 7% dividend yield any day. And really, you only do that by knowing how to trade it.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, now, if you do want to learn more on trading techniques, this is a great start. Please go visit and get the book. It's How to Beat the Managed Funds by 20%. It's Dale's first book. It is free. You just have to pay the shipping. The link is in the comment section in this video. Please go and check it out. It's a great introduction. But now let's talk the next stock, which is Deep Yellow Limited. Now, the price of uranium is about to burst higher, and this company's share price looks like it's ready to join the party. But don't click away after this, because once we're done here, the next stock is the one that could catch the market most off guard, and that's the one we're most excited about. But let's get to Deep Yellow. Now, I've got a few things I want to show you on this one in terms of the chart, and that is obviously looking first at the chart. I've marked a few levels. Obviously, this, you know, Deep Yellow's been going around for quite a while, but we go to the more recent price action here, and an important level is the $2.40 level that I've marked, previous support all the way through August 05 to 2010. And then the next level to me of most importance is around that $7.40. So what's been happening with Deep Yellow is very interesting, and I'll zoom this out just to give you, you know, a better view. It's been respecting the momentum line, but the most exciting part to me, Pedro, is it's been going up for 110 months. Now, this hasn't happened on Deep Yellow ever. And what makes it really more exciting, because Deep Yellow isn't yet a producer, is it's very closely linked to the price of uranium. Now, if we go to the uranium price, 2016 was when the uranium price turned up. Now, the low for Deep Yellow, 2016. So there's this very, you know, as often happens, real nice correlation with the spot price of the commodity and the stock. And, you know, we broke out of a previous pattern in 23, came back, tested it. We've pretty much formed the same kind of pattern in 25. And what comes after these kinds of patterns is generally a bullish move. So I expect price to get to $2.40 relatively quickly, especially that we've closed this month right near the high. we might see some short-term pullbacks. Don't be surprised, because every time a new high is taken out, it's not uncommon for the market to come back and give a bit of a pullback. But the nature of that close is very strong that we might not see that pullback. We might run up to 240 quite quickly. There might be a bit of resistance there, so bear that in mind. But the fact that it's gone up for 110 months, the longest in history, that to me looks like it's turned the corner big picture in terms of where we are in the cycle of things. And you look at the price of uranium, recently broken through momentum, had a nice little test on the upside. Last week was a hugely bullish bar. Uranium looks now, the fact that it's holding 64, that it's ready for its next run, and that could get to 106, 105. If uranium does hold and move through this momentum to 107, 110, then I think Deep Yellow's got a real chance to get up into that $4 level sooner rather than later. So I quite like this one, backed by the commodity movement as well. What are you seeing here, mate?
Mate, I'm seeing opportunity and upside. I really like this one. I love your pick on this one. And you know, what's interesting is that this one has actually been rising while the other uranium plays have been falling. And, you know, we've seen BOE, Boss Energy, Paladin, you know, all the other, I can't think of the other ones at the moment, but they have all been falling. Yeah, that's right. And, you know, they've been having a bit of a dive at the moment, but this one has actually been trending up. So there's obviously potential, and big investors are seeing potential in this one. And what I like about the weekly chart as well, if we go to it, is that volume is supporting the moves. And more importantly, it's supporting the moves up. So we've got this huge up bar here back in June 2025 with huge volume coming into it as well. And, you know, history, time and time again, on these up moves, we're seeing the most amount of volume. You know, every time that it moves up, big volume, moves up, big volume. So, mate, I mean, this one is on the precipice of a huge move. September could be the one. This is a beautiful setup right here, classic textbook setup. If it breaks above this, you know, that high of $1.90, say, to break even, I mean, this one's got a huge potential, and I agree that, you know, up to that $2.30 wouldn't be, you know, out of the question. And, you know, we can even go back further and, you know, that $7 mark long term, you know, that's quite possible as well.
Yeah, a lot of upside for this one. Keep a very close eye on it. Now, time for Vault Minerals, a smaller name, but with unique exposure that gives it the potential to punch well above its weight in September. Now, this could be the surprise play for the month, Pedro, and I want to get your thoughts here. The reason I say this is because we have been seeing an uptick in the conversation around copper and the need for copper in moving forward with the, I guess, electrification of things, if you will, or movement of things. And this one here does have a nice copper exposure, Vault Minerals. And right now, if we go to that chart and have a quick look, and I'll let you take the stage. I don't want to take both of them from you, but we look at Vault Minerals, very similar to Deep Yellow. And the way it's unfolded in August has been absolutely stellar, but not surprising. This move right here, again, textbook, things we teach, guys. And you know, a lot of these opportunities will very well just pay for the course, to be honest. Watching this show, I mean, we've had so many emails of people saying, oh, yeah, thanks for that. I can, you know, I've made this much on this stock, that much on that stock, and now they're doing the course, which is quite cool. But anyway, it's not the point of why we do things here. It's more to show you how things move. And to that point, this particular unfolding here was very textbook, and what was to follow was quite, you know, predictable. And so we've had that move unfold now. We've had a close above all of these previous highs here. I'm starting to talk too much. I said I was going to give you this one. Go for it, mate, and give us a little bit of your thoughts on the copper play as well, because it's getting a lot more talk at the moment.
Yeah, it's got a lot of tailwinds behind it, and that's definitely the future. I mean, whether it's renewables or any type of energy, the electrification story is here, and it's here to stay, no doubt about it. So this is something that's very versatile and will benefit from any initiative. You know, we've seen renewables come out of favor in America. They're in favor here, depending on what government in different countries is, whether renewables are in favor or not. But basically, copper is going to be needed either way. So a great story. Great long-term trend in that. And Vault Minerals in the chart, I mean, talk about a classic setup and talk about a a breakout, because it really has broken out, and it's closed actually on its high back here in August, like you mentioned. Very strong August month. It is supported by volume here on the weekly chart. It is overextended. It could have a little bit of a pullback short term, but I think that it will continue its run. Now, I wanted to touch on something that you said earlier, because we have been pointing out some very quality stocks for people. And a lot of people can just take these and buy them and be in profit, which is great. And we like to see people in profit. But at the same time, you need to know how to sell. And that is when you lock in your profits. You don't make money when you buy. You make money when you sell, because the profit is just paper at the end of the day. It's just a paper profit. You don't lock that in until you sell it. So it's great that people are benefiting from it, but I would actually urge you guys to, either whether you're getting Dale's book or you're undertaking the course, that's going to teach you the skills to be able to lock in those profits, because that's what's important. You've got that saying, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, or teach a man how to fish and he'll eat for eternity. And that's exactly what it's like with trading. It's one thing us giving you these stocks and saying, yes, this is a great stock, buy it. The next week it goes up 100%. But how do you lock in that profit?
Yeah. And I mean, just to clarify, we're not saying to buy anything from that point of view. But, I think it's amazing information what you're saying. And it's so true. You only do lock in something when you push that sell button, and you need to know how to sell just as well as you need to know how to buy. But I want to bring up one more thing on the copper price, if I can, because we didn't touch on that. But why I think this one's got some legs also is that if we look at the copper price, I'll bring up the weekly chart, and since 2022, you've seen the pullbacks on copper. They've been around that 20% mark. We had one about 30, 32 or 37, which was the biggest in 2022. Then we had 19% in the uptrend, 24% there in 24, 25% in March 25. And the most recent one, which was an absolute, it just spiked down quite rapidly, it was 26%. Now, that basically signals generally, if this uptrend is to be respected, the end of the down move. And so with the weight of the copper price potentially finding a low, ready to bounce up, that might bode even better in terms of where Volt may go and how quickly it may get there. But I agree with you. 3 weeks really strong here. We might see a bit of a pullback down to 46, 47, which would actually be quite healthy. But I mean, look, a lot of opportunity and stuff to look forward to there. Now, if you want more hot stock tips, check out our video, 7 ASX stocks you must own in the Q3 pullback.